Sean, and it's so lovely to be here in Brighton and Hove with you. The wonderful thing about being a politician is you get to have conversations with people in your local community. Those thousands of conversations with people in hundreds of different places have brought us to where we are today, with a shiny new manifesto ready to be unveiled. Our manifesto is based on investing to mend broken Britain and offer real hope and real change.
Our manifesto is about the sort of country we want to live in, where we move beyond the politics of fear and distrust, the sort of safe and brighter future we want to build for our children, the sort of world we want to build together, a world where everyone has access to the health services they need, everyone has a warm and secure home, and we all have clean air to breathe. Our offer to voters is real hope and real change. And our manifesto lays out exactly what that will look like. This manifesto isn't more of the same. It's a look at what things could be like, and soon, if we're willing to invest at the rate necessary and to be bold and ambitious. We reject the pessimism of the other parties, who don't believe we can safeguard our publicly funded health system, that we can't provide warm and secure homes for everyone, that tackling the climate crisis is too challenging for us. We reject this pessimism. We're confident that our vision for the future of the country is one that most people share. Our manifesto tells you that it is possible.
We plan to transform our economy for good. We can't go on with an economy where most people are working harder and yet getting poorer, while inequality keeps growing. We reject an economy based on unfairness and instead embrace a fairer, greener economy. Our manifesto lays out a bold but simple plan to bring our water companies, our railways and the big 5 retail energy companies into public ownership. We would end... This would end the rip-off of rising bills, appalling service and shareholders trousering millions. We would restore our ailing high streets too, urban and rural, and recognise their value to the communities they serve by investing in support for small and medium-sized businesses. We would overhaul our tax system to make it fairer. At the heart of this would be a tax on the very richest, the top 1% of people, requiring them to pay a bit more into the pot. From the Tories and Labour, we've been hearing a race to the bottom on tax. They think 2 pence off here and a penny off there will impress voters. And they think that people won't cotton on, that this means even more devastating cuts to public services like the NHS that we rely on every day. But that's not what we're hearing. On the doorstep, people are telling us they want something to be done about the state of our public services, about our broken Britain. They think there just must be a way to fix it. And voters in this country know that to mend broken Britain, we have to invest in our future. Greens have the courage to say that we would change the tax system to make it fairer and make this investment possible. And they're right, because here it is, a plan that would see billions go into the country's collective pocket to pay for the future of our public services.
Like the National Health Service, a cornerstone of everything we hold dear in our country. We launched our NHS offer last week, and we were so proud to hear the feedback from NHS workers. They felt that someone finally was willing to take the action needed to support them and the critical work they do every day. An investment of £50 billion, more than any other party, in health and social care to defend and restore the NHS. We would ensure that you can see a GP rapidly and on the same day if it's urgent. We would guarantee an NHS dentist for everyone. We would make personal social care free at the point of use, like the NHS. We would bring mental health treatment up to the same standard as physical health, and unlike any other party, we would say a categorical no to privatisation in our health sector.
Sian has spoken about the severe insecurity in our rental market, the unaddressed crisis in housing. As well as our support for renters, we would provide genuinely affordable housing through our Right Homes, Right Place, Right Price charter and create 150,000 new social homes every year by the end of the next Parliament. Unlike Labour, we would end the Right to Buy scheme that takes so many homes that are needed out of circulation. And we'd tackle our energy bills too. Our energy bills are still sky high because we have the worst insulated homes in Europe. So over a 5-year period, we would invest £30 billion in insulating homes up and down the country to reduce emissions and bring energy bills down for good, so people aren't afraid to put the heating on when winter rolls around. Because a warm, secure, affordable home is something that millions of people in this country don't have. But it is so important, a basic building block for a happy and successful life.
Now, if you look at the other parties, the climate crisis has been pretty much absent from this election campaign so far. The other parties are running away from their promises on climate. Only the Greens understand that the solutions to the climate crisis are also the solutions to the cost of living crisis. The climate crisis is the most serious we face as a global community. Our commitment to you is that protecting our climate and nature lies at the heart of all of our policies. We won't give you fake numbers or spin the data, but we will strive every single day to take the action that's needed. So what are we promising? We would stop all new fossil fuel projects in the UK and cancel those that have been recently licensed, like Rosebank. We would be more ambitious than any other party when it comes to renewable energy, investing to ensure that our energy can come from wind and solar power. A secure energy supply and action on the climate crisis go hand in hand. Our investment in public transport, support to switch to electric vehicles, and homes heated without fossil fuels means we would put this country on path to being net zero years ahead of other parties. The science is clear. The desire from voters is clear. Now we need representatives in Parliament who are ambitious enough to make it a reality.
There is so much more in our manifesto that we are proud of. Plans to clean up our water companies once and for all by bringing them back into public ownership. A commitment to scrap tuition fees so our young people aren't burdened with debt for life. And increasing the budget for schools so teachers don't have to choose between books and biros. And a new Clean Air Act to safeguard our children's health. Now is the moment to be ambitious. Not unrealistic, but ambitious, to be clear about the kind of country we want to live in, about how broken our public services are and the action that's needed to fix them. Because we can have an NHS that works. We can have an economy that benefits everyone, not just the very richest. We can have affordable housing that's actually affordable. Think of that. We can have real hope and real change for the future.
Now, we're not expecting to form the next government. We're realistic about that too. But when the Conservatives are booted out of number 10 on the 4th of July, and Labour take over, we plan to be there in Parliament in greater numbers to speak up for you on the issues you care about, like a revitalised NHS, bold action on the climate and a fair economy. Because with more Green MPs in Parliament, we will push Labour to stop backtracking on their promises. We will be there to drive them to be braver, to be more ambitious, not to take timid baby steps towards change, but to actually do what's necessary to fix our country and get us back on track. So this is our offer to voters, a manifesto that lays out exactly what real hope and real change looks like. An ambitious but realistic plan for the future that we can all be proud of.